The air turned cold as I touched the apartment door. A shiver ran down my spine. The metal handle felt like ice. It took all my strength to turn it. The door creaked open, the sound echoing in the silence. I peeked inside, my heart pounding. It was dark and cold, like a tomb. Taking a deep breath, I stepped inside. The door slammed shut behind me with a loud bang. I jumped, my hand flying to my chest. My flashlight trembled in my grip, casting dancing shadows on the walls. I was trapped. Dust swirled in the air, catching the faint light from my flashlight. The air was thick with the smell of decay and something else. Something unsettling. I took a hesitant step forward, the floorboards groaning under my weight. A sudden noise made me jump, a soft giggle like that of a child coming from the end of the hallway. My blood ran cold. I shone my flashlight down the hallway, but there was nothing there, just shadows. But the sound of laughter lingered, echoing in my ears. My hand trembled as I reached out to touch the wall, my fingers brushing against something cold and slimy. I recoiled, my stomach churning. The apartment seemed to breathe around me. The walls creaked and groaned, shifting subtly as if alive. A cold draft whispered through the room, carrying the faint scent of decay. My flashlight flickered, plunging me into momentary darkness. I gasped, my heart hammering against my ribs. When the light flickered back on, the shadows seemed to have shifted, taking on sinister shapes. It felt like the walls themselves were watching me, their secrets hidden just beyond my grasp. I could have sworn I heard a whisper, my name a hushed murmur on the breeze. Or was it just my imagination playing tricks? Pushing open a creaking door, I found myself in a dusty bedroom. The air was thick with the scent of mildew and something faintly sweet, like decaying flowers. On a bedside table lay a leather-bound journal. Its once bright cover was faded and worn, the leather dry and cracked. Curiosity overriding my fear, I reached for it. The pages crackled like dry leaves as I opened it. The spidery handwriting sent shivers down my spine. The walls whisper, I read, my blood turning to ice. They show me things. Horrible things. The words seemed to jump off the page, filling my mind with terrifying images. The journal spoke of a hidden passage, a secret buried within the apartment walls. Fear warred with an almost magnetic pull toward the unknown. I had to find it. My flashlight swept across the room, landing on a section of wall that seemed to shimmer slightly, different from the rest. I approached cautiously, my hand hovering over the wall. It felt strangely cold, like touching ice. As I pressed against it, I felt a hidden latch give way. With a groan, the wall swung inwards, revealing a dark, narrow passage. The air that wafted from it was stale and cold, carrying the faint scent of something metallic, like old blood. Fear threatened to paralyze me, but the need to know, to uncover the truth, was stronger. Taking a deep breath, I stepped into the hidden corridor. The passage was narrow, the walls closing in on me like a tomb. The air grew colder, biting at my skin like icy needles. The light from my flashlight barely penetrated the oppressive darkness, creating flickering shadows that danced and twisted, feeding my fear. The air was thick with the dust of ages, catching in my throat, choking me. Each step forward felt like a step into the abyss. The floor beneath my feet was uneven, covered in loose stones and debris. I stumbled forward, my hand scraping against the rough wall. A sharp pain shot up my arm and I gasped, yanking my hand back. I stared in horror at my hand, illuminated by the beam of my flashlight. Long, deep scratches marred my skin, oozing blood. But it wasn't the sight of the wounds that chilled me to the bone. It was the feeling of something cold, something not quite human, brushing against my skin as I touched the wall. Panic welled up inside me, threatening to consume me. I wanted to turn back, to run from this place, but my feet seemed rooted to the spot. The hair on the back of my neck prickled with a sudden awareness. I wasn't alone. Slowly, I raised my flashlight, the beam cutting through the darkness. At the end of the passage, shrouded in shadow, stood a figure. Tall and gaunt, it seemed to melt into the darkness, its features obscured by the shadows. But two eyes, glowing with an eerie light, pierced through the gloom, fixing me with a chilling gaze. Terror, pure and primal, seized me. I stumbled back, my foot catching on a loose stone. With a scream trapped in my throat, I lost my balance, the flashlight flying from my grasp, plunging me into absolute darkness. I fell, tumbling into the abyss, the figure's chilling laughter echoing in my ears. Then, everything went black.